Puckeys Estate Reserve is a coastal nature reserve located in the north of Wollongong, New South Wales, Australia. The area was once home to the Aboriginal Wadi people and also home and owned through the early 1900s by a gentleman named Courtney Puckey. The land today mainly serves as a recreation area with its beach, walking tracks, scenic views and large park. It is quite a popular spot during the Australian summers. However, as beautiful as it may look, Puckeys Reserve carries with it a grim and unpleasant past. Mr. Courtney Puckey, what was known of him, was that he was a very strange and mysterious man, and over the decades, Puckeys Reserve has been the site of countless suspicious deaths, rapes, murders, and strange disappearances. Locals whispered, and fingers began to point at Mr. Courtney Puckey himself. Locals believe that the land is haunted by the victims of these crimes, particularly the spirit of a young girl of about 15 years old who was allegedly raped and stabbed to death by two men on a small island lookout. After the men had their way and murdered the poor young girl, it was said that they tossed her body into the ocean, never to be seen again. There are many reports from locals having stated seeing a spirit of a young girl at dusk and sunset, some even claiming to hear the screams and cries coming from the island she was allegedly raped and murdered on. Other rumours have circulated that if you happen to visit Puckeys at night, the cries and voices of lost and murdered children will call out. This rumour stems from the extensive number of drownings, including children at Fairy Creek, which borders the estate. Puckeys was not once upon a time a mysterious place, but still is, with unexplained deaths, rapes and disappearances all the way up to March this year in 2020. Has Puckeys Reserve just unluckily played the host to these mysterious deaths, murders and strange disappearances, or is something more sinister abroad? There was only one way to find out.
I don't want to ask the question, I know it's a horrible thing, but there is a legend here, a story of a girl who was 15 years old that was murdered, kidnapped and raped. Is that you? If so, can you move both rods to my right hand side? Curious, is there anything we should be worried of tonight? Anything that's here that is harmful? Any spirits who are malicious or that mean to harm anyone? Or are the spirits that are here simply just stuck here because of events that have taken place? If there are any harmful spirits here, are you able to cross the rods in front of me? If all the spirits are rather peaceful, are you able to move the rods to my left? It's really hesitant. Something harmful here. There was a gentleman who this reserve was named after. His name was Mr. Puckey.
Courtney Puckey.
His name was Courtney Puckey. He was a quite odd man, rather peculiar. He was blamed for a lot of the disappearances and strange happenings in this area. Is he the male that you speak of? Is he the spirit that you speak of that's harmful? If so, can you widen both rods all the way back to my body?
I don't know why as well, but after she answered that there is something harmful
I
here,
feel
I've
weird,
been hearing
man.
so many more, so many noises as well.
Welcome back everybody, my name's Ricky, this is Brendan, together with ETFW, and tonight we're picking up part 2 of Puckeys Reserve. Now, just want to say thank you for all the support from the first episode, and we saw that you guys really enjoyed it, and it was definitely, I would say, one of the creepier investigations, Jazz sessions that we've had.
Yeah.
That was legit pretty creepy.
Yeah, like, from what you guys don't know, we actually just walked the whole way from the other reserve,
Yeah.
or the other side of the reserve to here, which probably I'd say about a K and a half.
Yeah.
And that entire time we've been saying, This
It's
is
just creepy.
Yeah, it's an insane investigation that we've had. It's almost
Yeah.
probably one of the clearest ones that we've ever done too as well.
She was so clear. I wish we caught her name, but
Yeah.
one thing that I did think of, something that was mentioned to me previously, was that you know how spirits, or more in general demonic spirits, don't want to give you their name because
Yeah.
having their name gives you
Gives
power,
you power
over them.
That's right, yeah.
So I don't know what to think. She seemed pretty friendly. I don't think she was dangerous at all. She seemed pretty friendly and willing to chat. But yeah, we're heading down to where Courtney Puckey's kind of house used to be,
Yeah.
where his area was, and we're going to pick up the night there, and we're going to see if we can investigate and see if we can communicate with him.
That's right, yeah.
From what we found out in the last episode, which you guys saw, he seems to be quite a evil man or bad person.
From what she's told us, yeah.
Who knows? Could be true, might not be true, might be true. Who knows?
Guess we'll find out.
With that said, guys, I just want to quickly say, Jack, why haven't you subbed yet, man? You know Jack?
I know Jack. I know him very well.
He watches every week.
I know. I've seen he's been watching them every single week.
Look, Jack, every week you go to the search bar, you type ETFW, and that's how you find our video. If you sub, you don't have to go to the search bar
That's
anymore.
right. You know that it just comes up. It comes up.
on the home screen.
And then you get to see us every single Sunday or Monday if you're in
Time
America.
is money, and we want to save you time, my friend.
That's right.
So, Jack, somewhere
It'll pop up somewhere.
down here is the sub.
Not done that.
Is the sub button. We want you to grab that sub button and we want you to pull on it. Stop tripping, stop bugging. We want to save you time, my friend. With that said, we're going to jump into part 2 of Puckeys Reserve. Let's see.
Let's do it.
Let's see if Courtney Puckey is truly as dangerous or as haunted or as malicious as they say.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Cornisham Courtney Puckey, born and raised in London and trained as a chemist, was a rather strange gentleman. Rather quiet, you could say something along the lines of an introvert. He was known to prefer the company of his work and experiments rather than the company of others. Courtney Puckey, due to poor health, decided that fresh air and a change of scenery would help cure his sickness. With his bags packed, Courtney Puckey began his journey across the globe to the land down under, Australia. Mr. Puckey arrived in Australia in 1892 and resided near Gosford for 2 years before arriving to the coast of Wollongong in 1894. In the mid-1890s, he opened a pharmacy called Fatty's Chemist, where he employed his brother William, met the love of his life Mary, had 2 children, Selena and Amelia. Life was looking great for Mr. Puckey until the mysterious death of his brother William in 1897. He was only aged 33 years old at the time. On the 6th of April 1904, Courtney Puckey purchased a large amount of land in Wollongong. This land, 6 years later, would be named after him and would be called Puckeys Estate Park. Courtney Puckey used the newly purchased land to operate his newfound interest at the time, a salt works. The location was perfect for this, as he was able to pump salt water directly from the sea, but it would be boiled down and turned into salt. Not only did Courtney Puckey operate his salt works on this land, but he also built his own home and resided on the reserve. The house was built in a Grand Federation style with a wraparound veranda, large spacious hallways, and a majestic entry from the grounds to the front door. Puckey and his family would occupy this beautiful home overlooking the Pacific Ocean until his death on September 27, 1944. After the death of her husband, Grace Puckey sold the land. She would go on to live out the rest of her life until August 1st, 1957. Aged 93 years old, she passed away. Her body cremated at the Warrenora Crematorium, and ashes placed with her husband's in one of the crematorium's rose gardens. Fast forward some years to 1957, and the once beautiful home where Courtney Puckey and his family once resided would now lay abandoned. Scavengers began demolishing and vandalizing the once majestic home, to the point where it was just sticks and stones. Today, only the concrete base remains, along with a few remnants of his once salt works. As mentioned in our last episode, Puckeys Reserve has also played the host over many long years to some real-life horrors, disappearances, strange deaths, murders, and multiple reports of rape. Locals tell stories of spirits and strange paranormal happenings in its dark, twisting walking tracks, strange noises, and some even claiming to see Mr. Courtney Puckey himself roaming around the land wearing Victorian-style clothing and a top hat. Are these reports true? Are the stories and legends surrounding Puckeys Reserve all but a myth? There was only one way to find out. Follow us as we investigate Puckeys Reserve.
Tell them around where we are walking.
We in the woods.
I mean, as you can see, Nothing behind
nothing.
us.
As you can see, there's nothing.
And then nothing in front of us.
Quite literally in the middle of the woods. It's weird because it's like coastal on one side. It's like a nice coastal beach. And then there's like woods. Can this area make up its mind?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, we're going to show you some of the way, just kind of take you guys along with us. It's pretty creepy. I can't see anything because I don't have a light on. But yeah, it's pretty creepy. Brendan will kind of show you first person, but yeah. Alrighty guys, so we're just heading up to Pucky's old homestead. As you guys saw in the history of Puckeys Reserve and on Puckey himself, he actually lived on this land. So he did have, well, what is remained of it right now. There's not much left, but there is remains of his old homestead over here. So we're gonna go over and check that out. I think, if anyway, he's gonna be hanging around.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where she pointed to in the last episode, so he's got to be up there.
Yeah.
So with that said, guys, we're going to take you on up. We're going to show you around quickly, and then, yeah, jump into the episode, try to communicate, see what the deal is with him, see if this guy's dangerous.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That's what I would have
Pretty
looked
nice
like.
looking house.
Dude, he was...
Hey, you got to admit, he had a dope location.
Dude.
The beach is literally a 1.5 minute walk, not even that, and he's got like a huge stretch of beach.
It's like 30 seconds.
Bro, he was killing it. Man, he was having the beach parties, margaritas. He was living life, man.
He was loving it. Well, there's not much of it left.
Not much as in you mean nothing.
Yeah.
Literally just rubble. So as you guys saw in the info, Courtney Puckey was producing salt. That was what he did for work.
I think he was like a chemist back in the day.
Yeah, so that's why he situated himself so close to the beach here, so he could gather the salt water to reduce that down into salt. And this here is a remnants of one of the buildings that he used. I believe it was like a silo or something.
It was, I think from memory, it was a tower.
Yeah.
Which is right here. So it's only the concrete base that remains, but you can almost bug right on the lens. Get off. Here's the base right here, and you guys can also almost imagine there was a wooden tower that basically extended up.
It's kind of crazy. You see like the trees growing over it, kind of like retaking it.
Yeah, nature reclaiming it, and you guys can just see inside. There's nothing in there now.
Where he would have worked, where he would have stayed majority of the time, is where he lived. So this is as well a better spot than any to see if we can contact him, see if he's here, see if what we spoke to the other girl, see if it's true.
Well, there's this path here that leads around to the side of the house. We could go down there.
Alright, we do that.
Alright. Alright guys, so we have come around this side. There's a path that kind of leads down towards the homestead itself, the foundations and what is left over of it. There's a lot of concrete slabs basically. Now, as you guys would have seen in the last episode, Ricky made contact with a young teenage girl who unfortunately died here and some horrible things happened to her. But she did also mention that Courtney Puckey is actually located over here by the homestead itself. She said he isn't a very friendly spirit and he's over here right now. So we're gonna give a go to the dowsing rods again here. You guys said that you wanted to see more dowsing rods, so we always like to deliver. We'll see if we can make contact with Courtney Puckey himself. So I'm reaching out to any spirits that are located here, any spirits that may be lingering around in this location. I'm here with my friend Rick. My name's Brendan. We wish to communicate, know your story, and get to know you a bit better. If there are any spirits here with us right now, are you able to cross the rods over in front of me? If you are here and you like to talk, would you be able to cross the rods over in front of me?
Man, this place is active, dude. Like, it's quick.
If you're a man, are you able to point both rods to my far left? If you're a woman, are you able to point both rods to my far right, please?
Male?
Yeah. Man, yeah.
I can cut to the point. Is it Courtney?
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
To the male spirit that just pointed both the rods to my far left, are you Courtney Puckey, the man who used to own this area, this land, who owned the homestead that we're standing right beside? If you are you able to point both rods to my far right, please?
Man, it's active here.
Courtney, are you able to point the rods, the tips of the rods, to where you are right now? Over there.
It just got really, really windy as well.
Courtney, we were speaking to another spirit here earlier tonight, or earlier this night. She mentioned that you're a unfriendly spirit. If she's telling the truth, are you able to cross both rods in front of me again, please? Oh, the wind's picking it up again. If she was telling the truth, can you cross both rods in front of me? If she wasn't telling the truth, can you widen both rods? She was...
Is he unfriendly because people keep coming to his place?
That's what I was about to say, like maybe because, you know, like people...
Do you get that feel like you're not welcome here?
Yeah, you know, like
Like...
as if, like, you know, an old bloke, like some kids walking in the person's lawn or something like that. He might be getting...
I just can't help but shake that feeling.
Yeah. Courtney, is the reason that you are an unfriendly spirit to anyone, to everyone, is that because that this property, this land is yours or was yours? Do you feel that these people are trespassing upon your land and you don't want them there? If that's true, can you widen the rods outwards, please? We were right.
Yeah.
Courtney, we apologise for coming on your land. We don't mean to offend you or upset you.
Is it okay if we're here with you now?
Yeah, is that alright if we're here, if we stay, if we keep talking to you, at least in the meantime? We'll leave tonight, but is it okay if we continue to talk to you throughout the night? Just to better know you, better know this land, and better know the story. If that's okay with you, are you able to point both rods to my far left, please? He's resetting them just like she was.
Crazy, man. They are so active.
This actually might be the most active.
One of the most active nights that we've had.
Yeah. So he's okay with us staying just to, you know, we're giving the intent.
Got permission.
We're saying, but there you go.
Has he revealed himself?
For people who asked, do we have permission to come film? There you go. Courtney, we're curious. People have said that they have claimed to have seen you, whether it be a full body apparition or have heard you speak while they're here. If that's true, are you able to just point the right rod to my far right, please? If it's not true, you can just point the left rod to my far left, please. I like how accurate he is as well.
So accurate,
Like,
man.
he's not going overboard, he's just pointing it directly. We've also heard reports of other spirits inhabiting this land as well. Obviously, we said that we spoke to one earlier this evening, but there's also been reports of children, as well as older people who have also been seen and heard here. If there are other spirits inhabiting this land, can you please cross both rods in front of me, please?
Is he... He was accused of a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, yeah. Courtney, you've been accused of some pretty terrible things. Sorry, causing the deaths of people, murdering people, people disappearing. Yeah. If this was your doing, if you did murder those people, if you made them disappear, if you did all the things that people have claimed that you have done, if that is true, are you able to point both rods to my far right, please? If it's not true, can you point both rods to my far left? He's thinking about it.
So it's true?
Yeah, he says it's true.
Why? Is it maybe a fetish, or is it... Why would he do that?
Courtney, I'm curious. The reason behind you doing this, was it...
Did you enjoy causing pain on
Yeah,
people?
did you enjoy... Were you sadistic? Did you enjoy harming people and killing them? Or was there another underlying reason behind it? If you did enjoy harming these people, can you please... I was about to say point to the right, but I'm going to... Can you please cross the rods in front of me, please? If you enjoy doing it, can you cross the rods in front of me? If there was another underlying reason, can you just widen the rods for me, please?
So he enjoyed it.
Yeah. He's like a serial killer.
Did he have anything to do with the death of the girl? There's no real recorded documented info on it. It could make sense as to why she said he's evil and she can't leave.
Courtney, there is a young girl, age of 15. She was kidnapped, raped, and then murdered. We don't know when that happened. There is stories of it, however. I'm curious, were you one of the 2 men that committed this crime? If that's true, can you cross the rods in front of me? If it's not true, can you widen the rods, please?
So he had nothing to do with it.
Did you help lead to maybe these 2 men finding the girl? Did you play a role in it? It may have been after your time, but did you somehow cause the incident to happen in one way or another? If it is true, can you point both rods to my far left, please? If it's not true, you can point them to my far right.
He had nothing to do with it.
No.
You know what I
If
think?
it's true, to the left, he had something to do with it.
Was it?
Yeah. It could have been something like something as
what
simple
it
as
is?
like making noises or encouraging. You know how we're getting that feeling of not wanting, like we're not welcome kind of thing.
What I was going to say, the same sort of thing is like, could it possibly be... I was going to kind of mention the same sort of thing, like, could it possibly be that if it was after his time, could his spirit maybe tempt people?
It could, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
not just that, also like entice them, is what I was thinking. Like the whole feeling of like not feeling like you're wanted here, but he could have, I don't know, subconsciously
like,
pushed them towards that direction. Maybe give that thought, that idea.
Because like when you talk about things like possession and stuff, and stories that you've heard of possessions and things, it's like it's not the person willingly doing what they do. It's what I mean.
It's like they feel like they're
Dude,
just basically just.
If
watching.
he enjoyed, if he was the reason behind some of the disappearances, and then he passed away, is he still here because he still wants it to happen?
Not just that. You know how there's been a lot of people that have gone missing, and maybe here's the root cause behind it all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he, like, in the afterlife, does he still want to continue what he was doing while he was alive? If that makes sense.
Ask.
Gotta ask it. That's what I'm thinking it could be.
That's true. Alright guys, so yeah, Ricky made a really good point with that. What we're going to do, we're going to have Paralysis running at the same time. We had some really good responses and results earlier on in the last episode. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue using the dowsing rods and ask a few more questions in that direction that Ricky was mentioning earlier,
And
while
I'll keep
also having...
Paralysis,
Yeah,
I'll just keep it onto the side.
Courtney, Ricky mentioned a good point, saying that is it possible that you may have tempted people to do these things? You know, whether one way or another, you've caused the disappearances of people, the murders, the rapes, all that kind of thing, whether it be through possession or temptation. If that is true, are you able to point both rods to my far left, please? If it's not true, can you point both rods to my far right? It's true. This is like our first time dealing with a spirit like this.
So it's true.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's crazy. Like, Man, like that guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Violent.
What?
Violent.
Violent?
Just said violent. It just said, oh my god, it's hard to show with one hand, but it just said violent. It's can't really pick it up. Violent, there you go.
Sheep.
Sheep.
They follow him like sheep. Follow him like sheep. Violent sheep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Courtney,
oh my god.
Courtney, you just said violent through that device. Do you mean us harm? If that's true, can you cross the rods over in front of me, please?
Indicate.
Indicate.
He's indicating that.
He's indicating.
Yeah. And you mean, I just got a bigger shiver down my back. Courtney, the spirits that are here, you said sheep earlier. I assume you mean as in they're your violent sheep following you. Are you causing these spirits to stay? Are you causing them to linger? Not letting them move on? If that's true, are you able to widen both rods outwards? If it's not true, can you just point both rods to my far left, please?
Sorry, I had to move the camera outside for...
He's causing them to stay. He's causing them not to be able to move on.
He's controlling this area.
Yeah.
Is that true, Courtney? Are we spot on here? Are we correct?
Courtney, are we accurate in that assumption that you're controlling this area? You have some...
V.
V.
Like 5 maybe?
Courtney, is this true? Are you causing this possession over this land? Are you controlling it? Are you causing these people who die here? I mean, you're the root cause of it. Is that true?
Maybe see if he wants us to stay or...
Well, I got one more question before
Yeah?
that. Courtney, you said earlier that you meant us harm and that you're a violent person. Are you devising a plan or way to harm us? If that's true, can you cross the rods over in front of me, please? If it's not true, can you widen the rods? Well, I'm not going to ask you if he wants us to stay.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a f*** if he wants us to stay.
Game.
He's just playing a game with us now.
Hi, Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney, look, we appreciate you coming out and having a chat with us, but look, you need to know what you're doing is wrong to these people here, causing them to stay, to linger, not to be able to move on. Courtney, we're going to leave now, but know what you're doing is wrong. Truly wrong. You should allow these people to move on, to enjoy the rest of their life, yeah, their afterlife, to move on. Anyway, we're going to leave now, but I don't even want to say I appreciate you coming out and having a chat.
Alright guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to head just out of this area. We'll do a little outro, but
yeah,
I don't even want to say goodbye to him, man. Let's get out of here.
Want to walk through the long part. I would say we cut out and then walk the long way out.
Alrighty guys, we'll pick it back up in a moment. Alrighty guys, so we've just left the area where we were communicating with Courtney Puckey himself. I don't know, man, this place is weird. Yeah, I don't feel any sort of remorse for Courtney Puckey. I didn't even want to say goodbye to the guy. He just sounded evil, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was a trickster, maybe it was another spirit pretending to be him, who knows.
But look, if you guys at home are watching this, one of you are a medium or you do have experience with these kind of things, we would definitely recommend you guys coming out here to Puckeys Reserve. It's just the north of Wollongong, so if you guys want to come here and see if you can help the spirits here, you obviously might have more experience than us. We're not professionals in this, we don't claim to be, but if you can help, we would definitely recommend you guys coming out.
Yeah, exactly, especially if any empaths, psychics or mediums want to talk to that little girl.
Yeah.
That I felt bad for her, but
yeah,
again, Courtney, that guy, he sounds like a real dick. But anyways, guys, a little bit windy. We don't know how much you guys are going to be able to hear. Probably a fair bit, but still, we're going to call it a night. We hope you guys enjoyed being out of focus. We hope you guys enjoyed this little 2-part mini-series, and we're going to head home for the night. We're going to tuck into bed, get warm, get cozy, not together, separately. And again, Jack, hit the sub button. Guys, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe if you're new here as well.
That's right.
We'll see you on the next episode.
See you then.
Alrighty, guys. Peace.